Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 about the SRA curve. We're going to focus today specifically on recovery. This presentation is brought to you by Iron Habits and presented by me, Jordan Van Dyke, an NASM certified personal trainer. Now last time we discussed the SRA curve and what exactly that was, why you need to know about it if you are trying to be somebody who's making some strength gains. The central question for today is, how do I recover from the gym so that I can make progress? Okay, last time we talked about why some people make progress and why some people do not based on that SRA curve. This is a little bit more focused in on one specific aspect, which is that recovery. Now today overall, I'm going to briefly touch on the most important things when it comes to strength training, but other videos that I've posted have been more in-depth on that, including that SRA video. I'm also going to briefly gloss over some strength training theory, go through a beginners and intermediate SRA curve, just to recap the last video and just so that these are completely connected. And then I'm going to talk about what is recovery, how we do it, what are some of the best practices when it comes to having good recovery, and then I'm going to go into online coaching and how your coach can help you achieve these different goals. So, a reminder, the most important things when it comes to strength training is, first of all, that you are consistent. If you're missing training sessions week to week or year to year, you're on for 4 weeks, then you miss 2 weeks, you're just not going to make the progress you want to make. It's just, simply put, the biggest thing is just being darn consistent. Be stubbornly consistent. The next thing is your technique. Having really, really good technique is the key to long-term success. If you have bad technique, you can fix that, and a coach can help you with these two things, being consistent in your technique. And if you're really, really struggling on finding a way to correct your technique, get a coach. It's something that is super important. And then exercise selection, coaches can also help with this, choosing what it is you need to do, and how hard you need to do it. And how hard you need to do it is based on that SRA curve. And if you need more information on that, check that video out. Now, we also discussed this quote last time. It's, when you haven't made progress in the next section, okay, from one section to the next, you can't make progress. There's two options. You either haven't done enough work, meaning you haven't done enough to create that change in your body, to stress that body, or you haven't gotten over the old work. And today, we are mostly going to focus on the getting over the old work and what that really looks like. Okay, remember, strength training. Strength training is when you induce some sort of stress on the body via weight. Okay, that force that you're putting on the body forces the body to adapt and overcome it to get stronger. And why we choose the exercises we choose, I covered in that last video. I'm not going to do it again here today. Now, the beginner's SRA curve. They start out being able to train, and as soon as they're done training, they develop some fatigue, quite a bit of fatigue actually, and then they are able to recover and actually adapt within a day. So that fatigue is relative. Okay, it's relative fatigue. Okay, if 100 pounds was the heaviest thing you've ever squatted in your life, okay, that's the most tired you've ever been. But because it's still only 100 pounds, you can recover from it. When I say only 100 pounds in general is not super stressful on the human system for the most part, for most people, most average people. Okay, you might be an exception, but probably not. I'm speaking in generalities here. But you're able to recover. Okay, you're able to recover within a day or two and make progress in your training. Now, when you get more into the intermediate, it gets a lot more complicated. You're not always able to recover fully. And we talked about what sort of stress level you put on the body in these days. And again, that's in that SRA video. You start out with a heavy day, then maybe you go to a light or a medium day to then allow your body to recover in time for that third training session, that every other training session now. Okay. But there are ways you can boost your recovery just a little bit more if you know these things. Most people know the basic level of these things, but they don't know a few more of these little tips and tricks. A reminder: the SRA curve, I like to think of it as like your body's battery life. Okay, if you think about a cell phone, the more you stress your cell phone, the lower the battery gets. The lower the battery gets, the longer it takes to charge. But when you strength train and you adapt, it's kind of like you've actually grown a bigger battery. You've created a bigger battery for yourself. And this is a good thing because you have made yourself more capable. You've made yourself stronger. But therefore, you do need to recover longer. You need to take more time. But there are still things you can do that can really ruin that recovery process, and things you can do that can really improve that recovery process. So those I want to talk about today. So first of all, what is recovery? How do we do it? Recovery is when the body is able to overcome the stimulus or the stress that you've placed on it. Okay, when it's able to adapt and beat the stress. So if last time the squat was 100, this time it's 105, the body has recovered. It has adapted, it has overcome the stress. Okay, and to do this, overall, we need three main things: sleep, eat, and rest. And rest and sleep are not the same in terms of this presentation. Okay, and I'm going to get to what I mean there in just a few slides. Now, sleep. You need 8 to 10 hours a night consistently, and this is a little bit hypocritical of me to say because I know I'm someone who's pushed the boundaries on sleep quite a bit. Between powerlifting, teaching, and coaching college basketball, the schedule fills up pretty quick. Oh yeah, and I got married this year. I've had a hard time getting as much sleep, and that's really stunted my progress in a lot of ways. And for a lot of years, I've fallen into that trap in our culture that you got to push yourself and grind and not sleep, and all that stuff about you won't be successful if you're busy sleeping, you need to work. Well, that stuff has really, really stunted some of my progress in the gym. And I can tell you from personal experience, it's much better when you get those 8 to 10 hours consistently. And the myth in our society is that when you get older, you need less sleep. No, when you get older, you need more sleep because you're not young anymore. Young people, I'm talking specifically like teenagers, 16 to 27-year-olds, okay? They can recover from a lot less sleep because they have young bodies that are full of energy, especially young males. They have testosterone, and testosterone is a key recovery thing. We're not going to get into how testosterone as like a performance enhancer improves recovery, but that's why people take testosterone, okay? Another thing that will help you with this is to get consistent bed and wake times, and that includes the weekends. You don't just get weekends off. Okay, you don't. When it comes to recovery, your body doesn't magically know it's Saturday, so I can sleep in now, and then I won't be tired on Monday. No, my recommendation is stick within 1 to 2 hours of a normal bedtime that you stay up during the week. So if you go to bed at 9 during the week, don't stay up past 11 on the weekend. If you get up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. during the week, get up no later than 7 or 8 a.m. on the weekend. Okay, stay consistent so your body knows when to sleep. Okay, alcohol on the weekends can ruin your progress. Alcohol can really, really harm you. I'm not saying 1 or 2 glasses, and I'm not passing judgment. If you choose to drink and whatever, I get it. I do it too. I love me some bourbon. But you know what? When I am in my most serious training phases, when I'm really beating myself up, I cut the alcohol down quite a bit because I know it will hamper my progress. Then eliminating screens an hour before bed. I feel like this one is getting more and more ingrained into our culture that people know this. They don't always do it. Many of you need to put the cell phone down when you go to bed. Stop scrolling Facebook. Stop scrolling Instagram. Stop watching TV. Don't have Netflix on as you're trying to sleep. Establish a good nighttime routine where you are away from screens. Brush your teeth and read. Okay, do it because your body needs to wind down and it needs to sleep. Okay, when you have that blue light in front of you, it kicks up the wake up hormones in your body. So even when you do fall asleep, you just pass out because you're exhausted, you're not getting as good a quality of sleep. Okay, these things are all really, really important. Now, when it comes to eating, okay, there are some certain things that you really need to understand. Okay, first is calories, calories, calories. Muscle tissue is expensive for the body to maintain and build. You need calories. Now, some of you have weight loss goals, and that's okay. Your coach can help you pick the right number as far as your calories. Okay, they can help you decide the right amount, but you need a gram of protein, okay, per pound of lean body weight. So when I say 1 gram here per pound, I mean protein. Okay, protein. When you're eating these calories, you have to be aware of your protein intake. Okay, 1 gram per pound of lean body weight is the general consensus or of your goal body weight. If you're trying to lose weight, you want to lose 30 pounds, take 30 pounds less than your body weight, hit that protein number as your 1 gram per pound number. Okay, and protein and carbs are a must after workouts. The reason this is over here, this is my favorite post-workout stack, Ignition and Formula One from First Form. If you need a link for free shipping, let me know. I got that too. But here's why protein and carbs are a must after workouts. Basically, when you're working out, your body has a process, okay? It's got like these energy storage systems in your muscles. And as you're working out, those get zapped. Those get ran down, taken away. And your body is really concerned about refilling those back up, okay? It's really concerned because in case something else bad happens, it wants energy. If you think about it in an evolutionary sense, you fight off a wolf or something, I don't know, and you're exhausted. The first thing your body wants to do is just to recover that energy so that if another wolf or a bear comes, you can't escape again. Okay, so the carbs supply that energy, that immediate gas tank fuel of the muscle. Okay, but what also happens when you're working out is your body creates these micro tears. It's pulling, and these tiny little tears form. And it uses the protein to fill in those gaps, if you will, okay, to rebuild the tissue. The actual tissue itself is the product of the protein that you eat. Now, the body is not going to be concerned about building that muscle until those energy storage, that gas tank, is filled back up. So you need the carbs to complement the protein to kickstart the recovery process. The carbs break down into that energy quickly. The protein then can be used for muscle building. If you just take in protein, your body's going to break the protein down and try to use some of it to fill up those energy stores. It's extremely important that you get both. This kickstarts your recovery. Now, you don't have to do it immediately following training, like on your way out of the gym. It's not a need. It could be convenient. You could do that. It's not a problem. But don't be worried about, okay, I just finished my last set. Before I clean my weights up, I need to pound this protein shake and carb shake. No, that's kind of a myth. But it is good while the blood rate is still, or the heart rate is still high and the blood pressure is still there. It is probably best. It's probably optimal. Now, the last thing is rest. Okay, when we talk about rest, I'm going to address this intermediate SRA curve again. Okay, as you try to do anything else that's not rest, you're digging into your body's recovery resources. Now, sometimes you can't avoid those other stresses. Sometimes family is stressful. Sometimes your job is stressful. You can't really handle that. But you can't really manage and manipulate that. It just comes with different circumstances of life. Okay, bad things happen. But understand that all of those stressful events dig into your recoverability. Okay, they dig into it. If you decide, all right, on Monday, I squatted, my heaviest ever squatted. I have on Wednesday, I'm going to try to squat again heavy. And on Tuesday, you decide to go for a 50-mile bike ride because it's fun. Understand that I, as your coach, I'm cool with that if that's what you want to do, but understand that changes what Wednesday's goal is going to be because you won't be recovered in time. Okay, you're digging into your recovery resources. Again, if it's a quality of life thing, by all means, go and do that. If that's what you love to do, if that's what you want to enjoy doing, if you need to go, play tennis with your spouse, and that's what you guys do on Tuesday nights or Thursday nights, cool, that's fine. But understand, then we have to adjust your training accordingly so that you are not too beat up for your next training session and you don't get hurt and you can still make progress. Now, in some cases of extreme soreness, in some cases, it is good to do something light, like walking or maybe using a foam roller just to, again, get the blood flow going and help the body deliver nutrients to certain areas that are extremely tender. But chances are, if you are that tender, your training was inappropriate. Okay? overall, best bet with rest is on your rest days. Stay off your feet as much as possible. Keep your overall general stress to as manageable of an amount as you can. But sleep, eat, and rest. And when I say eat, I mean get your protein and carbs immediately after your workout. Calories are king. As I discussed last time, okay, if you are somebody who is unfamiliar with what online strength training is, it's not virtual strength training. It's not I'm zooming and you're doing the same movements as me. Okay, this is you are recording your lifts and you are sending them to me so I can critique your technique. Okay, I'm also there to help you with your consistency. So why do you go online? Well, first of all, it's cheaper. And it's cheaper because it's got less time cost to me. If you record yourself lifting 12 sets, so 3 different exercises for 4 sets or 4 different exercises for 3 sets or even more, and you edit those clips down and then you send them to me, it takes me like 10 minutes to watch your workout. So because you're only taking 10 minutes of my time, it's much cheaper for me than if I have to go somewhere and spend an hour. And speaking of going somewhere, it's much more convenient for you and for me. I don't have to meet you at your gym at 5 o'clock, and I got to struggle through traffic to get there. You don't have to worry about being late, or you don't have to worry about, oh man, I got a sick kid tonight. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to hit my training session in the morning. You don't have to discuss those things with me. You can just do them. It's convenient. When you can work out, you do it at your time. Same gym you've been going to. Extremely, extremely convenient. So going online is cheaper and it's convenient. It's the best way, in my opinion, to do training for somebody who's on a budget. In person will always be best, but if you're on a budget, if you're a little bit strapped for cash, that is a good solution. Going forward, ironhabits.com will be launching in October of 2020. So if you're watching this in September, you got to wait just a little while longer. If you're watching this in the future, hello. But go to ironhabits.com now to sign up for some online coaching. Once again, my name is Jordan Van Dyke. I'm a teacher. I'm a coach. I coach junior college basketball, and I'm a personal trainer certified with the NASM. Anyways, if you have any questions or comments or need some help straightening something out, okay, my email is jordan@ironhabits.com. The Instagram is @ironhabits, and the Facebook group is facebook.com/groups/ironhabits. It is a private group, so you will need approval to get in, but I post most of this stuff there first. Most of the info you see here, you get there first. And I get a little more in-depth with individuals on there who are or are not signed up with the Iron Habits coaching service. It's just kind of one of the tools I use to help out. But if you need anything, obviously, I said let me know. Stay healthy out there. Remember, this is what I always leave with. Health is not an accident. It is the product of our daily habits. Set great habits, okay? And Iron Habits can help you do that. Iron Habits, we are a service that revolves around you improving your health goals. We're focused on strength. We're focused on your best outcomes. Have a great day, everyone, and I will talk with you soon.